Right, make sure you cut all this out. if I listen in episode 2 and there's all this chaff in here, and then 17 minutes of silence on the end.
Yeah, that was my bad. That was totally my bad. Didn't cut any of the logic, silence out of the last one. Hi, thanks for downloading episode 2 of Welcome to the Internet, the super goofy news show about the wackiest news that we could find for the last couple of weeks. My name's Matt. I'm joined by Ed, who's already laughing because this is going to be super good. That's not at all what I wanted to say, but we'll just go with it. It's fine. So thanks for downloading the first episode, which now has 102 downloads. I looked earlier today. Great. Which is pretty bonkers, considering we've done little to no promotional work it whatsoever. We've had some good feedback about it. I'm pretty pleased with how it went. I think this one
cold open
would be better. No, this is not that now. I've stopped.
What's happened?
I'm just going with it. I've stopped.
Okay.
So this is episode 2 of our cool and good podcast. I have some pretty funky, fresh news articles for us this week. But first of all, Ed, do you remember that Air Force pilot from the last episode?
The one who drew dicks in the sky.
Dunked on pretty hard. The guy whose team drew dicks in the sky. His team.
His flight team.
Turns out maybe we shouldn't have shot so many goofs at him because now he's been fired.
Oh shit, is that because of us?
I don't want to take complete credit for that, but I think maybe it has been.
Is it saying in the article, thanks to the outcry caused by the Welcome to the Internet podcast?
Yeah, for those goofy boys from that show, he's now been, is it court-martialed? That's what it is when you're fired from the military?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it looks like he was dropped out of a plane like a bomb. I think that's what happened to him. But I found this. I wasn't even looking for stuff for the show when I found this. And I'm not going to say saddened by the news because, abolish the military. But he was recently relieved from duty after sexually explicit and phallic drawings, which we discussed in the last show. Which I think's pretty sad. But what I was saying last episode about the military commenting on how much precision and skill it would take to draw a penis in the sky, they've really backtracked on that since then. This is a really cool job title. Air Force Global Strike spokesman Lieutenant Colonel Uriah Orland said, any actions or behaviour that do not embody our values and principles are not tolerated within the Air Force.
Right, okay.
That's not what he was saying last time around, from what I remember. But I thought I'd kick off the show with a juicy sequential nugget just to make it good.
Well, we're talking about the success of our own podcast. Now it got someone in the military fired.
Yeah, so our podcast is so funny that the military have started to take notice.
Yeah, but I've tried to do some branding.
Okay,
and I couldn't get internet.com. That was taken. So,
can I just point out really quickly? I'm super sorry to interrupt you. I just read this and thought, hang on, is this a joke? Because the squadron that drew the penises in the sky were the 69th Squadron.
Right,
that's a sexy number. Just thought I'd point that out.
The sexy number.
Branding. Internet.com is taken. What is on internet.com?
I don't know. It's probably. I guarantee it's going to be some sort of synergy corporate solution. You know what I mean? One of those.
It's a domain hosting thing.
Oh, okay.
That's a bit of a letdown.
You think internet.com would literally be the central hub of everything?
Well, it says the internet starts here. That's there. Page 1 of the internet.
I think
the prologue of the internet.
I'm thinking we should start branching out already.
Okay.
I think we should have a second podcast going, which I was thinking this the other night. How about this? Welcome to the Internet, off the grid.
Okay, I'm in. What's it about?
Well, I don't know, but
it's already taken off so much that
we're doing spin-off series.
We've got your spin-off already.
I'm thinking some sort of hard-hitting like report that about the deep web.
Okay.
That's all I can think of. Do you remember the Cook report where
But about the dark web?
about a dark web? We go around and just guerrilla tactic, journalism, just go and harass people.
So what you're saying is
we're going to harass big tech.
It would be a podcast that's me and you with a dictaphone.
Yeah.
Trying to go into corporation offices.
Yeah.
And being like, what are you really up to?
Yeah. Yeah. Who's behind the deep web?
Yeah, but to the receptionist of the office building. Yeah. You're the receptionist. You're the hub of this operation.
Yeah. Tell me, is Mr. Google in today?
Yeah. Mr. G. Oogle, is he in town?
Yeah. So off the grid. I started with the title.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking when
work backwards from there.
Work backwards from there. But I'm thinking when I want to call it Welcome to the Internet : Off the Grid, I actually want colon to be a word.
Welcome to the Internet :
Yeah.
This is what this podcast is, the colon of the internet.
Yeah, it is.
It might as well be.
Or how about this? Welcome to the Internet : Nights. And we are two detectives, like in a noir, who go around solving internet crime.
Is it going to be like a serial?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, it's going to be like Serial.
Yeah.
We're going to do some deep research into something that happened on the internet.
That sounds good to me.
It would probably usually be a Reddit thread or something like that.
Yeah, we should make a subreddit. That would be interesting. Anyway, have you had this? So this weird phenomenon has happened to me over the last couple of weeks since we put the first episode out. People have been coming up to me and talking to me about things that we talked about, and I have no memory of talking about them.
Like what?
So Jamie came up to me and started talking to me about the military air base that we mentioned.
Right.
And I said in the said in the episode, I don't know where this military air base is.
Yeah.
He came up to me and went, that air base is in blah blah blah, and I went, what the fuck are you talking about? I completely blanked. I have no idea what he was talking about.
Jamie, you worked in the military. You came up to you and said, stop talking about the internet. This is your final warning.
Yeah. Please stop this immediately, because I know what you mean. Yeah, and the same thing happened with George too. He mentioned something about the poo in the handbag, and I was like, George, what are you talking about? And he was like, your own podcast. And I was like, oh yeah. So just completely zoned out, basically.
Yeah, I just imagine if someone just walked up to you and says, do you remember that? Tell me more about the poo. And you were like, hang on, rewind. What are you talking about?
Tell me more about this poo-filled handbag. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'd imagine, if someone just wandered up to you and started the conversation like that, then you'd probably sorry, what? Start again.
Yeah, it's because I think what happens is people listen to it, and then because it's fresh in their mind, they've talked to me about it, but I don't keep that in my memory banks. I
think somebody did come up to me. I think someone's talked to me about the ghost story.
Yeah.
That I told about the woman who got married to a ghost or something.
But it takes me a good 30 seconds to search through the data files in my head and remember what's going on.
C:/
yeah, I've got you can see the terminal window in my brain trying to find where the information is. Anyway, I'll kick us off with a winner of an article. This one's from The Guardian, so it's not from one of those goofy websites we used last time.
Yeah, like The Sun.
The headline is, "It's the real me. Nigerian president denies dying and being replaced by a clone."
What?
So it says Muhammadu Buhari breaks his silence about a rumour that has circulated on social media for months. He's denying claims that he had died and he had been replaced by a Sudanese clone, and he's breaking his silence on this rumour. So he's running for re-election in February.
Right. Spent
5 months in Britain last year being treated for an undisclosed illness.
Yeah.
He being cloned during this 5 month period? That's what people think. People say that he's literally been replaced by an engineered clone from Sudan. So I don't know why it's not from the same place that he's from. But the really good quote is, "I assure you, I am the real me," is what he said. And I just read this and I was like, this is on the guard. This is a real newspaper. It's not like a shite fucking tabloid. It's an actual newspaper.
The only thing I can think of is that some people just might not fully understand cloning.
Okay.
And they're saying, I don't know where this rumour's come from, right? But I'm just shutting it down now.
Yeah,
I'm not a clone. I'm not. There is a reason why I'm only 6 months old now. It's him.
I'm a baby. But don't worry about that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I was in hospital. I was getting baby body put on.
Yeah. Is that what happened in Benjamin Button?
Yeah, I think I haven't seen the film, but I assume it's all to do with cloning and like.
I'm assuming it's to do with Nigerian clones.
Definitely.
I haven't seen it, but Brad Pitt was in it, and he's Nigerian, so
He's yeah.
yeah. But it's just
Yeah. Have you seen the film Sixth Day with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
no.
Well, that's about clones.
Okay,
So someone's watched that film and gone, let's replace the president with a clone. Because they've worked it all out now. I'm sure they have, right? And they know how to make clones the same age as the person they're cloning. Yeah.
yeah, but when you clone someone, how? I mean,
Go on.
here's
Go on,
my
Matt.
problem with cloning.
Okay,
when
right.
when you clone someone, do you have to start growing them from baby?
Yes.
From baby.
From baby.
From being a baby, I mean.
Yes, you are basically creating a life form with the genetic structure that should be identical.
Oh yeah, like in Star Wars Episode 2.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
in Star Wars Episode 2. The
Attack of the Clones.
Yeah. The clone elections have begun.
Yeah. Why didn't they make? No, that's stupid.
Go on. Go on. Why did they? Go on.
Why did they make more than one of him so there could be a different one for each day of the week? I don't know why I thought that would be a good thing to say.
What does that mean? Well, why not make 12 of them? Have one for each month for the year. Like,
Yeah, because if he gets tired, he
Yeah.
can just tag in another
he
clone.
only has to work 1 month a year, whilst his 11 brothers get to have time
yeah,
off. Like, you know what I mean? That'd be great.
he's 11 clones.
Have you seen the film Multiplicity starring
No, I
Michael
haven't
Keaton?
seen like any
You
films,
haven't seen-
basically.
You haven't seen any films in the clone genre other than Attack of the Clones?
Well, and I've seen Jet Li's The One. Does that count?
You mentioned this film last week. Is this
It's
going to
one
be your
of the
running
5
gag?
films I've seen.
Is this going to be it now? Is this, you've settled on
Have I seen any
mention-
films with clones in?
mentioning the one every week?
But he's
Clone
not a
films.
clone, is he?
What about give me? I need more clones. I can't think.
I need more clones. That's the title of this episode. Sorted. Yeah. So that article's a bit stupid, but it's just like the headline caught me, and then I read it and was like, doesn't live up to the headline, but it's
No,
still
not
a bit
really.
stupid. I have another poo-related story.
Well, no.
if you'd
Can
like to
I tell you
carry
one?
Yeah, go on.
Because I don't want this to be like you talking for an hour and then me talking for an hour. You've talked about clones and stuff. Well, there's a big cow somewhere.
Is it called Knickers? The
Yeah.
giant cow?
Yeah.
Yep, I think I have this story too, but go on, take me through it, because I haven't actually read the story.
Oh, I did.
So,
I did. So there's a
on.
big cow somewhere.
Yeah.
It's in Australia. Yeah, it's called Knickers. And basically, the article, the reason why I pointed it out is the cow is 7 years old. It weighs 3,000 pounds.
What? How
Yeah.
many? What's
And
that in like actual weight?
1,400 kilograms.
No, in stone.
Yeah.
214 stone. Whoa.
And stands an incredible 6'4" tall from the shoulders.
What,
uh,
as in
As in
hoof to shoulder?
hoof to shoulder. So that's not even including its head and neck. And
Wait,
horns.
why is that how they measure the height of
I don't
cows?
know, mate. It just must be the way they measure them. I don't know.
Wouldn't they get them to stand up on their hind legs like a person and then measure their tall?
But nobody, not even Knickers' owner in Western Australia, knows
Yeah.
how he got so big. So then it says here.
Wait,
that
so it's not an experiment?
no. So this is just a normal cow, and they suspect that it's got an out of control growth hormone. And then Professor Ming Du at the Washington State University, who's never met Knickers, reckons that's what's going on. But that's the whole story. They haven't
It's just
actually
two
done a
people
test.
like speculating
They
about
haven't,
why
yeah,
this
they
cow
haven't
is
done
so
any
cute.
blood tests. They've just gone, there's a big cow somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Why are we writing about this?
Don't have a cow.
But it's not even the biggest cow, apparently.
What?
The biggest cow is somewhere else in the world.
Are they both? Is the other biggest cow currently alive?
The other biggest cow in the world. Now I'm going to have to find it now. The other biggest other is yeah. I mean, there's a bit
Maybe.
here.
We don't know.
This is the bit that got me right. They're talking about how big the cow is,
Yeah.
and let me just find it for a minute whilst Matt keep talking.
Okay.
Dead air is a crime.
Yeah. I've been looking at clone movies while you've been talking,
Sure.
trying to think. I've
Well,
not seen any of the ones on this.
So
list.
basically, it reached that height after about 2 or 3 years of age.
Yeah.
When it reached adulthood, which would explain, for if it's like a rogue sort of growth hormone, why he's as tall as an SUV. For instance, the Mercedes-Benz G-Class, as one Twitter reader pointed out. Well, okay.
Thing is, though, let's put this into perspective.
No,
okay?
I like the fact it's compared to a very specific model of car, which is...
Yeah, but let's try and put this into perspective. So how tall did you say this cow was?
6'4".
6'4". What's... Okay, that...
A lot of things are 6'4".
Yeah.
People.
A lot of things are 6'4" tall. Yeah, that's a pretty astute observation there. The average height of a cow is 3.8 feet. So
really?
Yeah, that's what it says.
That's
the average height of a mature cow is 117 centimeters.
See, there are cows wandering around in the fields in Cambridge where we live, right?
Yeah,
and I've walked past them, like literally.
Yeah,
right
but
next
I
to
don't
me.
think they're as big as like you think they are.
They look they look taller than me. Like, and I'm
no,
like,
shut the fuck
I think
up.
I'm just under 6 foot, and I'm like,
I'm not that tall, and there's no cows that are taller than me, except those two cows that you mentioned.
Okay, well, for some reason on this website, there's a picture of the cow, and then directly underneath it, a picture of a T-Rex.
Is there a picture of the Mercedes G-Class SUV?
No, there isn't. Well, I did like the fact that you mentioned that as some random... That to me read like an Alan Partridge line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's as big as the Mercedes-Benz G-Class.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
That's like, that doesn't mean anything to me.
It's as tall as 25 copies of the Yellow Pages. I don't know. Like,
yeah, great.
Like, what am I supposed to do with that information?
It's as tall as some beans. I'm like, no one knows what you mean. I've got another animal themed one. If you want to go there,
yeah. Let's try and keep it like themed. Yeah.
This one is from legendary shite news portrayer. Portrayer? That's not what I meant to say. I meant another word that I've forgotten. Bear saunters into a police station on 2 legs like he works there.
What?
There's a video. Obviously, that means nothing to the people listening right here. But yeah, in California, there was a police station where a brown bear walked into the police station on 2 legs and walked in, pushed the door open and walked in on his hind legs.
Right.
Steps into the police station, drops down on all 4s, has a look around, gets back up on 2 legs, wanders into some vending machines, and then back out again.
I'd like to report a hit and run.
Yeah. I'm a bear, and there's been some bear crime. Please, can you help me?
Bear with me, folks.
Yeah, and then a couple of days later, he came back.
Right.
And started trying to, punch the vending machines.
Well, that's... Yeah, okay. So, was there, fruit in the vending machines? That's probably what it was. The poor bear. Yeah, so the bear came in to commit a crime.
Yeah. But the thing that...
So he was casing the joint, first visit.
Yeah, he came in. It's not really casing.
It's like an
Ocean's through the front doors and roared everywhere.
It's like a bear-themed version of Ocean's 11, except it's like, what they'll never expect will hit the police station. Yeah.
Hit them when they least expect it. Their own station. The best thing. The best thing about this is some of the comments. Mm-hmm. There's not actually that many. The first one is definitely the best one, and it just says maybe he was there to report a stolen picnic basket. I was just like, yeah, okay. I bet that guy's like a sort of 40-something single dad. Do you know what I
mean? Because only he remembers Yogi Bear, no one else remembers that.
Yeah. And the next one said, "Do you think he has the right to bear arms?" I was just like, yeah, okay. Fine, I'm in. The article is really short and sweet. But the best thing about it is that it is the video. So Huffington Post, search for bear police station if anyone wants to. Bear police station makes it sound like this police station staffed by bears, which it's not.
It's in the forest. It only deals with animal crime.
Yeah,
because bears are the law enforcement of the nature kingdom.
Well, yeah, bears are pretty scary.
Yeah, there's a lot of scary stuff out there. Not just bears, but
Name a scarier animal than a bear.
Shark.
Yeah, but
on the land.
A land shark. That basically is a bear.
Name a scarier thing. So
yeah, but I'm not scared. I am actually scared of sharks, but I'm not scared of sharks. It's not a logical fear because I'm not exactly going to get attacked by a shark now.
I reckon a lion. Although, apparently, I remember seeing something somewhere where in like the turn of the century, with like the British Empire and stuff like that, people used to like catch animals from Africa and stuff like that. They used to make animals fight each other for entertainment.
Yeah.
And
Well, that sounds like something
Yeah.
fucking humans would have done.
Yeah, and it was. I think there was one where they got a bear and a lion to fight. So who do you think won?
I would say the bear definitely
the bear
won.
did, apparently.
Yeah.
Crushed
Bears are
his-
like. I mean, have you seen The Revenant? Like,
I've played Red Dead 2.
actually,
and
that's a
those
bad
fuckers-
example because I think Leonardo DiCaprio kills the bear in that scenario.
Yeah,
doesn't
but it
he?
nearly kills him as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've been killed by bears on Red Dead 2 more times than I'd care to remember.
I've managed to get out of it so far. I think
I
I've killed
haven't.
like 4 of them when they've come at me. Which-
Come at you.
Yeah, when they've come at me, bro.
As my girlfriend will attest, every time I see a bear, I shit myself and turn the other way and run away. I'm terrified of bears. I'm not even joking. Like, I'm really scared of bears.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, but I had a few articles collated that were all to do with animals because I was going to start a running segment on the show
Right.
called Matt's Animal Corner. It's a very logically named thing.
Sure.
They're all news themed things.
So was the cow thing going to be part of your animal corner?
Yeah, the cow thing. I had Knickers the giant cow, and there was also on the one I had. I don't know if you had it too. There was a giant dog called Bopper the dog. Did you see this?
No.
And this, but this one, there's also a giant chicken that's 4 foot tall.
What? That is insane.
Yeah. His name is Mystery the chicken, which is a
Mystery.
bit weird. But yeah, I just found this article that was about like giant animals.
Yeah.
There's a giant stingray, which is crazy. But yeah, Bopper the dog. He weighs 59 kilograms, and the average weight of a dog of his like breed is 27 kilograms.
Yeah.
He looks like a he's the size of a bear, but he's a
That's
dog.
mental.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What's those really tall dogs? They're like is it?
Great Danes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember years
huge.
ago when I was like 17, 18, I
Yeah,
dated a girl and I went round to her house to
you
meet
dated
her.
a Great Dane,
And I got there and I had a Great Dane in
Whoa,
the house. And,
yeah.
and like she answered
they
the
are
door.
massive.
And I was like, how do you live in this house with this fucking horse?
Yeah, they're
'Cause
like massive.
It's nearly
Yeah, I
as
know what
tall
you
as
mean.
me. And it was just massive and like just walked around the house at full speed through corridors and the rooms. And it was just literally knocking everything over. I'm like,
Yeah.
why would you pick this?
I know
If
they're
you lived
pretty
on a farm, I'd
impractical
get it.
dogs.
Like, if you lived on a farm, you had the space for it, I'd get it.
Yeah,
But when you live in a semi in a built-up area,
Yeah.
it's like doesn't like
you live in like a high rise in
Yeah.
like Hackney. Like
Yeah.
it's just not logical, is it? It doesn't fit in the lift.
no
Um,
in the lift.
yeah, well, there we go. And there's another
You
one.
go on. You go up first.
Yeah.
Make sure you get off.
because we can't both fit in this
Yeah.
lift. There's also one I found, which was a link on that previous article, which is about a pet peacock that ran away from home, and just took up residence with loads of wild turkeys.
So
And now he just lives with a bunch of wild turkeys.
right. So an animal left a human's house and went to live in the wild.
Yeah,
That's not a
but
story.
it's a peacock
Yeah.
going and living with they don't look the same. Do
What
they?
if you stand back and look at it, what feels more at home for a peacock? Living in a house with humans or
Or a
living in the
flock
wild
of
with
wild
other animals,
turkeys
with other birds?
living in it. No, but that's you can't say that. That's like just because they're birds doesn't mean they would cohabitate.
Why not?
Because that's not how nature works.
Well, I mean, he probably got confused and went, "Hey, you know what? There's these
But
small
like lions
feathery
and tigers
things."
are cats. They don't chill out together.
Yeah, but
See, got you
yeah.
there.
Cats and dogs do. They can chill out together.
That's not the wild, though, is it? That's the opposite of the wild. That's domestic
But they're
place.
domestic dogs and cats, which means domestic for them is the wild. If that makes sense. Does that make
What?
sense?
No.
Yeah, it does. Domestic's the new wild.
Being domesticated is like being in the wild because
Yeah.
that's their normal habitat.
Because the
That's
first part of their name is domestic, so they're genetically engineered.
so therefore,
to-
them being domestic means they're in their wild.
yeah,
They're domestic wild.
yeah.
Domestic wild cats.
Yeah.
It's like a double negative name for a thing.
Well, well, I've got a story to do with animals. So
Yeah,
I
go
don't know
on.
if you don't mind me chipping in on your
Let
corner.
me please come into Matt's Animal Corner and tell
I'll
me
come
your
over.
story.
Yeah, let me come over
Let
to
me
your
open
corner.
the little picket fence and you can come in.
It's like a little fenced off corner of the room.
Yeah.
It's got bean bags in it.
No, it's got hay.
Hay
Yeah.
and a chicken feeder.
No, just hay.
And no, like
Just loads of
water
hay.
trough.
No, just hay. Just nothing else.
So get this:
Go on.
Burger King are now selling dog food.
Why?
Well, actually, no, that's not technically true. The offer has now ended.
Oh, great! That makes it so much better.
It only ran till December 4th, and it was only in the US. But basically,
What?
any
I
dog.
don't think dogs were allowed in places like that.
Well, no, hang on. Hold your
Okay,
horses.
all right.
Hold your dogs. Hold your Great Danes. Okay. Any dog owner knows.
Fuck me up.
Any dog owner knows the difficulty of eating when a hungry pet is around. Blah blah blah. Burger King has decided.
Burger King.
Burger King. Has added actual dog food to their menu so man and his best friend can eat together in harmony. The fast food chain has announced a new line of products for dogs known as Dogpas. I can't even say it properly. Dogpas. Like, it's supposed to be Whoppers, but with the word dog on the beginning.
Dogpas.
Yeah. Flame grilled Whopper flavoured dog biscuits.
What?
You can only get them when you order through this place called DoorDash, which I think is kind of like what's that? What's the thing we have in this country where you can get anything delivered? Deliveroo.
Oh, right.
Deliveroo. Amazon.
Hey,
Amazon can have a burger from Burger King.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What are you talking about? Yeah.
Well, you didn't specify food. You
Hi,
just
thanks for
said anything.
reaching Amazon customer service. What do you want? Yeah, can I get a Big Mac and fries?
Sorry, sir. This is customer services.
Yeah, but I've looked
Big
everywhere on your
Macs.
website. You don't have a Big Mac. Like, I want a Big Mac, and you're Amazon. Make it happen.
Yeah, I'm tempted to do an Amazon live chat right now and ask for a Big Mac and see what happens.
If you do, please screenshot and put it on our page.
I'll get distracted. I'll do it later.
So that's basically happened. It did end on the 4th. They tried
Did
to
it sell well?
I don't know. I think it was just one of these gimmicky things they do. It's this sort of stupid viral market thing that they do just to get attention on the internet, and then by osmosis, people talk about Burger King, which means people go, "Oh, you know what? I haven't had a Burger King for a while. I'll go get a Burger King and some dog biscuits."
It literally is spelled DOGPPER.
Yeah,
Dogper.
it's not even
Dopper.
Yeah,
is
like
the G silent?
Yeah, you have to you have to say it a few times.
Mental.
I know.
That is the craziest fucking thing.
So that was my contribution to the Matt's Animal Kingdom, or whatever you called it.
Matt's Animal Corner.
Animal Corner. There you go.
Yeah. Don't steal any of my hay.
Can I have a deep web corner?
Because
I'm obsessed.
Deep web.
Because I'm now obsessed with the deep web, even though I haven't done any research
really
yet.
Know what it is or like how it works.
To me, it's a phrase that exists in House of Cards, and I'm like, whoa, that sounds like it's like the new. It's the new baby boomers like techno babble
favorite thing.
Yeah, like have you heard about the deep web? Yeah. Tell me about it.
That's where all the millennials live.
Yeah, I've heard it's the size of Scotland. And it's like, what does that mean? Like, yeah,
you need a digital spade to get to it because it's so like deep under the normal internet.
Yeah. You need a Facebook Plus account. What's that? Whoa.
Facebook Plus.
Yeah, no one has a Facebook Plus
Gold.
account. Yeah. Yeah.
Facebook Premium. I bet that's a thing pretty soon. Right, I have. I'm going to continuing our theme of continuation. I have a.
That's not a theme. That's moving on to the next article.
Yeah, my very, very cool segue. Do you like
You've
it?
got a segue
over there.
You've got a segue.
Yeah. No, so I've got another poo related story.
Oh, great. You got together Matt's Poo Corner.
Yeah, Matt's Poo Pile. That's what this segment's called.
There's only so many corners in this room. We can't.
This is. Yeah, there's actually. No, there's 4.
There's 4 corners, but we want to use one up for animals, use up from the deep web, and now poo.
Ed's deep web is like a spider's web in the ceiling corner.
Okay.
So we've still got 3 corners to play with here. But this is like a double segue because it's a continuation on the theme of poo from last episode, but also it's to do with fast food restaurants.
Okay.
So this is actually a Cambridge News article. Investigation finds poo on every touchscreen of one McDonald's restaurant. So I didn't know when I read this. I was like, "What do you mean touchscreen?" I haven't eaten at McDonald's for no word of a light probably like 5 years, so I didn't know what this was.
Well, no, I'm the same. I think the last time I went to McDonald's was about a year ago, but before that, it was probably 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And when I went in there, they'd have these giant, like long, like portrait kind of touchscreens, where you pretty much now order all your food through there.
Okay.
You pay for it contactless if you're.
And then you just go and pick it up
and get your order number. Yeah. So they're saying they found shit on 1 out of every 5.
No, every single one.
Oh,
every single McDonald's touchscreen.
But but the thing is, like, I don't actually think that's that surprising. I think if you were to, like, if you were to swab most surfaces that are touched by people, like a door handle in a shopping centre, or something that everybody, like, they hand right to an escalator.
That's the thing, because I thought that I was like, well, this is probably one of those things where they're kind of like not dramatizing, but you know the word I mean, like kind of overemphasizing this, because you could like you said, you could swab buttons in an elevator, like banisters on stairs for public stairways and things like that, right? And they would have crap on them probably. But this is like, it's much more than just there is crap on it.
There was actual nuggets hanging off the screen.
There was a big old turd stapled to one of these screens. No, so it was an investigation carried out by the Metro. Every single touchscreen in every single McDonald's in London had traces of feces on the touchscreens. But they took swabs and then sent them away to the London Metropolitan University.
And it was all the same person.
From the same day.
Yeah.
No, but it wasn't just like your standard bacteria. It was one of the guys who was looking at, Dr. Paul Matawele. I'm probably not saying that right, but these kinds of infections are something that I wouldn't typically expect to find in a public place, right? And then it lists the types of bacteria that were found. And I then did some research into what these bacteria are. One of the types of bacteria is called a coliform, which is only present in male animal feces. So not human, that's non-human. That was on every touchscreen.
Okay.
But that could be cross-contamination. People have dogs, whatever, cats, blah,
touching
blah,
their
blah.
bums.
One of them is Enterococcus fecalis. Again, probably not saying that right. That's found in the inside of the human urinary tract. So probably just people pissing, not washing their hands.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Proteus mirabilis, which is only found in rotting animal matter. So I don't really understand how that's gotten on.
Oh, talk about London, right? So the tubes are notoriously repulsive for bacteria and all that sort of shit, right? Because it's basically, just a hive of air that doesn't move. It's just a breeding ground for shit, right? And there's dead rats down there, all sorts.
Yeah.
So probably a lot of that comes from there, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
We're getting quite serious here.
Yeah, I know.
Where's the jokes? We need to throw some gags in here.
This is the last one is something called Klebsiella or Klebsiella, right? These are germs that you can't spread through like airborne spreading. I don't know what the word is for that. To spread Klebsiella, you need to make direct contact from an open wound onto a surface.
So someone's cut their finger.
Yeah, but
and smeared their finger on there.
And he's like, all of these things are places are bacteria that we would be surprised to find even somewhere like the London Underground or a public toilet.
Yeah.
So it's like they're either McDonald's are now like the dirtiest place to go, or it's just like there's some crazy like conspiracy about like a bunch of like dirty bastards going around like,
doing it on purpose,
wiping open wounds on McDonald's self-order screens.
Burger King employees trying to contaminate,
like really bitter Burger King
trying to contaminate in McDonald's.
Oh right, I've got a plan. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is
literally viral marketing.
Yeah, so do a shit in one hand.
Matt, you missed the joke.
I did, but it was good. My joke was not as good. Literal viral marketing. It took a while to sink in that one.
It did.
But it was good. I've got another quite serious one. Unless have you got anything that matches that? Balls in your court.
Balls chucking it into my corner now. What are we talking about here? We're talking about Burger King McDonald's poo.
Animals. Animal poo. They're all linked together quite nicely.
Bladder stone the size of a melon pulled out of a man's stomach.
Whoa, okay. Tell me more.
Doctors don't see bladder stones much bigger than this. An enormous mass compared to an ostrich egg was removed from man's stomach in Wuhan, China.
How big is a bladder?
I don't know, but this thing is like gigantic.
Yeah.
Like it's
to put that into perspective, it is about the size of an ostrich egg.
Yeah, I mean, basically at one point in the article they say this is larger than an adult male's fist. Yeah.
What?
And there's a picture of you can see a picture of the X-ray of inside his.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much taking.
That's crazy.
It's like taking up the whole of his like hip area. It's ridiculous.
So,
and it weighed,
in his bladder.
Yeah, in his bladder.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like 13 centimeters across, and it needed surgery immediately when they found out what was going on. And basically, it was taking up the whole of his bladder.
It's like real quick bit of googling here.
Yeah.
The human bladder can only stretch to a maximum size of 14.2 centimeters.
Yeah, so it took up his whole bladder.
Fuck, that's crazy.
He must have been going to the toilet all the time because
there's no room for pee-pee in that bladder.
No room for pee-pees. There's a giant stone in there. They apparently
I've never had like a bladder stone or anything like that.
No, my friend years ago when I was like a teenager, there was some friends I used to go around to all the time. It was pretty much my second home.
Yeah.
And the dad was like just a straightforward kind of bloke who was a builder, you know, like
bloke's bloke.
Just a bloke's bloke,
yeah.
Right? No nonsense.
Okay.
And he got a kidney stone.
Never had one of them either.
And I went round to see my mate when his dad was off work. He said, my dad's got a kidney stone. And I went into the bedroom to see him to say hello. And I've never seen someone in so much pain. He was literally white as a sheet. He was sweating profusely.
Because you have to like pass it, don't you?
He was in tears. And, and apparently, I don't know if the same for bladder stones, but kidney stones, some women have been interviewed who have given birth and had kidney stones and say that kidney stones are far more painful than childbirth. Apparently, kidney stones are one of the most painful experiences a human can go through.
It's one of it's one of those things I hope never happens to me.
No. So
the idea of having to piss out a stone.
Yeah, I know. I mean, nowadays, most of them are blasted with sonics to break it down.
Like piss lasers.
And if it's too big, they'll just keystone surgery and pull the thing out. But, it said this was caused by his own habits, including not drinking water, sitting for extended periods, and holding his own urine. Which
in his hand?
No, in a glass.
Just like with his hands cupped.
When I read those three things, I went, I do all of those.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Like, oh shit. I
never drink water.
So when I read this earlier, because I only read some of these today.
Yeah.
When I read this one, I was like, immediately went downstairs and drank a pint of water. I was like, just to fix it.
I haven't drank any. I think I drank some water last night. I haven't drank any today. That's lemonade in that glass there.
I was going to say, who drinks? All I can see is it's fizzy, and I was like, Matt drinks sparkling water. Yeah. You freak!
It's half and half.
No, half and half. No one drinks sparkling water.
No, it's lemonade. That's crazy though.
Yeah.
Like genuinely, I'm terrified of getting something.
To anyone
like
at home listening, it basically looks like a giant baked potato.
Yeah. Well, if you make a fist. It's that, but inside your dick.
Paint it
well, no, not in your dick. That's not where your bladder is. But like
your abdomen,
your abdomen.
Yeah, beneath your stomach and above your dick. Yeah,
roughly.
Yeah.
Don't quote us on that. Yeah. We're not medical professionals.
Yeah,
we're comedy professionals. There's a difference.
Well, this is my second comedy podcast, as I keep pointing out to my missus. Every time she says I'm not funny, I went 2 comedy podcasts. Yeah. All right. 2.
How many comedy podcasts do you have?
Yeah.
0.
El Zilcho, okay?
Yeah.
So,
like, quote unquote comedy podcast.
So big cows, big bladder stones. This week's theme is big.
Yeah, and it also seems this week's theme is getting towards bodies and stuff to do with the human bodies. So
but the show will be called We Need More Clones.
Yeah. We need more bodies.
We need more bodies.
We need more clone
and we
bodies.
need bigger bodies to hold more bladder stones.
And bigger clones and bodies. This is a Sky News article. Sky are a treasure trove of bullshit, by the way.
Matt, I'm gonna throw something out there. I think most of them are.
Yeah.
Like I read the Independent and sometimes the Guardian. Yeah. But even they provide some bullshit.
I feel
that cow
like,
story. That cow story mostly came from the Guardian.
But I feel like here's the thing. Sidebar for a second.
Sure.
I feel like even serious newspapers have to put wacky shit in these days because otherwise people like me and you won't read it.
Yeah. Well, the difference between like the Sun.
What's that politics? Fuck that. Show me some massive cows.
Yeah.
Like that's all I care about.
Yeah. But the difference between like the Sun and say the Guardian or the Independent is the Independent will have it like several screens down when you have to scroll through, and it's like the lighter side or whatever.
Yeah.
The Sun will have it on their front page, like
front page, giant cow, page 6, Theresa May.
Yeah.
Like, no one that reads the Sun cares about that anyway. But yeah, speaking of things stuck inside human bodies, this one's a voluntarily stuck inside a human body thing. A doctor eats Lego just to try and discover how long it takes to pass through his digestive system.
And he died.
No, he didn't die. What makes it even more interesting is that it says a team of 6 paediatricians have all eaten Lego
what?
to help advise parents whose young children swallow plastic toys.
Right.
And I thought, that seems a bit irresponsible. Like, it's it's dangerous. You're eating it just to see how dangerous it is.
I think if you were going to do it, you would do it in proper. You would actually somehow track the thing, like
in a controlled environment.
Yeah, in a controlled environment, right?
Like a
to see how something passes through the human body that isn't digestible.
But like
right?
these guys just ate like Lego men.
Yeah, just Lego men.
Yeah,
is it Lego
specifically
men?
Lego people?
The what are they called? Oh, they're called something, aren't they? The Lego people.
One of the quotes is, well, obviously we swallowed them because it wouldn't be acceptable to perform this experiment on children. Yeah, no shit. Like, force feed some kids Lego and then like observe what happens to them.
I don't think there's many experiments that are like acceptable on children.
I don't think we should try and come up with some that are, personally. But here's the question I have about this. Is it going to skew the results because an adult digestive system is physically bigger?
You'd have to reduce, like, let's say it took 10 days, you have to reduce that number by 20%.
Where are you getting 20%
I don't know. It sounds like
an
a good
adult
number.
Digestive tract is 20% bigger than a child's digestive tract.
Let's go for that.
Or is it one of those things that's always the same size?
No. Are you being mental here?
No.
You think about how big your torso is now compared to like when you were a kid.
Yeah.
This is the same nonsense as when someone says a kid's head is the same size as an adult's head, and it's like, it's not.
Like,
have you seen kids running around Tesco? You go, that kid is literally all proportions smaller than me.
Isn't there like some parts of your body that are the same size your whole life?
No, I don't
like
think
your
so.
nose? No, wait, not your nose.
just your nose.
Imagine being a baby with like a man's nose. That's not what I meant.
And like your face grows around it.
But this is completely serious, this thing I'm about to say here, right? And I can't believe it. So doctors have a ranking system for how soft stool samples are. Okay,
yeah, cool.
It's called the...
Are we still in your poo corner? Are we in your poo corner?
We've gone back to poo corner. It's called the Stool Hardness and Transit Scale.
Right.
The SHAT scale.
Oh, no, it's not.
But it is. It seriously is. I sub-Googled this just to make sure it wasn't bullshit.
Yeah.
But they also have a ranking scale for how long things take to pass through digestive systems. Okay. Right. And again, no bullshit. This is called the Found and Retrieve Time score. Okay, the fart score.
Oh my, no.
Doctors are having us on here with this kind of stuff. But yeah, averagely, have a guess how in days, how long you think it takes for a Lego man to pass through an adult digestive system. Yeah.
I would say like a week.
You are way off.
Go on.
It's between 1.1 and 3.04 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're quite small though.
Yeah, but I thought something that wouldn't be digestible would, I don't know, like just sit in the system a bit longer. But
the thing that worries me is like Lego men are quite pointy. Would that not like tear up your poo tubes?
Yeah, poo tubes, also known as the intestines. Poo tubes.
One of the other things is
actually shitting the thing out would hurt.
Yeah, but that's what I thought. One of the other things is one of the doctors that took part in this study shot out the body but never the head.
Oh no.
and now they don't know where the Lego head's gone.
Well, it's in there somewhere. So, bang on a minute. Poos are pretty big. Well, they can be.
Yeah, but this is like you've got to think these are doctors. They probably didn't just like dig around a bit and then go, that'll do. They probably looked through the whole lot because it's a medical experiment, supposedly.
Yeah, but still.
But yeah, basically after this it took like 3 weeks for this whole thing to happen, and they basically said. He goes, it's kind of unclear if this experiment really made any difference. Great.
I can't see what benefits had to anybody.
So ideally, the study should have been conducted on a blind basis, although they suggested that the volunteers would have found it difficult to find someone else to look through their stool samples for them.
Look, I'm going to say this, right? You're doing an experiment on how long it takes a Lego boy to go through your system, right? Yeah. Okay. So
Dignity's out the window at
1.8 days or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. But kids are still going to eat them. Kids eat stuff.
Well, they're designed hollow specifically in case kids swallow them, right? The same as those pen lids are designed with a hole in the end. Like,
so they can breathe.
A Lego head there's a hole all the way through it.
Yeah.
And the legs have got holes in, and they are hollow and air can pass through them. So if a child chokes someone, they can breathe at least until it can be removed.
Yeah. They
aren't like aerodynamic, like, so you can't like slide through your digestive system.
No.
I don't think that's something Lego Inc. are going to look into personally.
But streamline our Lego men.
Yeah, maybe
turn them into tablet shape.
Yeah, just cut off their arms and legs and make them into like pills, basically, just in case people want to swallow them.
And then years from now, you'll see people handing them around at nightclubs full of ecstasy.
Yeah,
hey, take this Lego tab.
Lego. You've got a sad face. That's my favourite.
Yeah, you got a Lego Batman.
You've got that guy with sunglasses. He's great. Lego Batman. That'd be even worse because he's got fucking the ears. Exactly. I've got another one if you want, or you can. You can shoot.
Can we get out of the poo corner for
once? We can. Yeah. I've got no more poo-related stories.
Good. Yeah. Next time, hopefully we're going to try and do a Christmas show next time.
Yes.
Yeah, let's try and stay away. What would you mean spoil it? How am I spoiling it?
Maybe people forgot it was Christmas soon.
Yeah, well, I don't think so, mate.
Episode 3 of Welcome to the Internet. Joke's on you, is a Christmas special.
Christmas. Of course, we're doing a Christmas special 3 episodes in.
Yeah, but it's Christmas.
Yeah.
You have to.
I still got like 3 stories to tell.
Yeah, go on then. I've got 8 more, but obviously I'm not going to do all of them.
No.
So.
Skip woman wanted to help customers, but turned into a meme sensation instead.
Okay. This doesn't ring any bells, so I'm curious.
Standing in skips to help people understand how big they are has turned out to be a great idea for this business manager. So, Non-Harry's, 57, came up with the idea in 2016 of taking photos of someone stood in the skips they rent to help confuse customers. But she didn't
to help confuse them?
No, sorry, to help confused customers, sorry.
Oh, right, okay. I was like, what?
Yeah. So
I've come up with this great idea to make it harder to buy a skip.
But she didn't expect our boss to ask her to be the willing model.
Okay.
Non has only recently gone viral for the hilarious pictures after they were discovered by Radio 1 presenter Greg James. The presenter shared the images on Twitter saying, "It may well be my favourite thing ever." Speaking on her newfound fame, the mum of 2 said, "We decided to update our website as the old one was outdated. Since I started working here, I realised a lot of people had no idea what sizes meant and how big the skips were. So I came up with the idea of standing in them so people would get an idea." And it's basically a series of photos on their website of just this like woman in nearly 60 just standing in skips. And apparently it's become like this thing on the internet.
Well, first of all, here's my first question about this.
Sure.
What is the sizing system of skips that makes it so difficult to understand? Are they in feet, or are they in? Do they have their own like proprietary form of measurement?
I think they do it by volume, like liters. I actually think they do it by liters.
That genuinely would confuse me.
Yeah,
it actually would. Because I bought on Black Friday. I bought a pressure cooker, right? And it was
where's this going?
No, this is going. And basically, I had to ask them to send me a picture of someone standing in it to see how big it was. No, it said it was an 8.8 litre pressure cooker.
Right.
And I was like, that doesn't sound that big. And it arrived. It's fucking massive. So, like, litres as a concept confused me.
Well, yeah. If someone said liters to me
Backpacks, they're measured in liters. Did you know that?
yeah, apparently.
What? Why? I don't keep liquid in my bag. What's that got to do with anything?
Don't you?
It'd fall out.
Yeah,
or fall through it. Like,
yeah.
Like what? I need to find this.
Yeah. So Skip Lady. It's called Green Acres.
Okay. One thing people said was we need to stop looking at things that are funny because they can't see them. But holy shit, please Google search Skip Lady because it's exactly what you described. And I can't believe I couldn't picture this in my head.
It's like an
looking
not
well pleased with herself
yeah.
in a high-vis jacket standing in what is admittedly quite a small skip. So
yeah, well, there's other ones where she's standing in bigger skips.
I wonder how big that skip is.
So, yeah, maybe we should mention in these bits where we look at something visual that if you're sitting at home playing along, Google Skip Lady.
Yeah.
Green Acres is the name of their business. And I think it's become like a meme. I think people have started photoshopping stuff. Like that typical Reddit thing where people take an image and like just create this series of images.
Oh, this is so good. How have I not heard of this? I'm really surprised I haven't heard of this.
This has happened this year, apparently. So, yeah, that's something that's happened on the internet.
I still like the idea of someone of these like the board of directors at a skip company because they presumably have a board of directors sitting down and going, how can we make our business more confusing?
Well, no, she came up with the idea saying because apparently she saw on another website where this other skip rental place like photoshopped like a synthetic person standing next to a skip, and she went, well, we don't really have the budget for doing that sort of stuff, so why don't we just have someone stand in it? And then the boss went, yeah, okay, you can do that.
But you know what? We laugh at this and everything, but
I think it would have been...
I actually think this is quite a good idea, because to me, like I said, liters as a thing confuse me. I don't really get what is a liter. But
what is a liter?
Like, if I was renting a skip, because presumably I'm not going to buy a skip to keep it, because then what do you do with it when you fill it with shit?
Yeah.
If someone said to me, "Oh, do you want a 50-litre skip?" I'd be, I don't know how big that is. So
it gets to your house, but and it's tiny.
Like, oh, thing is, if you showed me a picture of just the skip, I've got no point of comparison to know how big it is.
But what you don't do is you put someone standing in the skip. I would have had
because then it's like how many people's worth of stuff can I fit in the skip?
How big she? She could be 7 foot.
I don't think she is. Her body proportions don't make sense for someone to be 7 foot.
Why do you have someone standing?
There's one of her standing in a really small one that I quite like, which, for those of you that are playing along, about halfway through the Google search image results. Anyway, that's a guy I quite like. That. The thing is, it's quite useful. I actually think that's quite good.
She should have been, if it was me, this is how I'd have done it. Have her standing next to it with a meter ruler.
Yeah.
Going, here's a meter ruler. So you've got, or a 50p coin on the floor. I don't know, you know what I mean?
How about a skip next to a Mercedes G-Class?
Yeah. G-Class SUV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then everyone knows how big they are. Exactly. That's a standard unit of measurement.
It's 1 cow height.
Yeah. Have that giant cow standing. Yeah. That would throw it off, wouldn't it?
It's 1 knickers.
Yeah. This skip is 1 giant cow big.
So, 6'4" now equates to 1 knickers.
1 skip.
This skip is 0.7 knickers high.
Yeah. I think we need to try and get our listeners to adopt a new measurement system of skips and giant cows.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, how tall are you? I'm 0.7 knickers tall. I need to work that out. I don't need to work that out, but I probably will at some point, like when I'm really bored one day.
Really bored.
You have to be so fucking bored to sit and work that out. Seriously. I've got another one here.
Go on.
You'll understand why I clicked on this when I read you the headline. Former manager of the Department of Defense Aerospace Threat Program says UFOs are definitely real.
Right.
So this is actually from...
Sorted then.
Like a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, it's basically... what it is a bunch of like retired DoD workers saying that aliens are real.
Right.
But they're still not allowed to talk about them.
Right.
There's a lot of really weird stuff in here.
But the thing is, right, just to get serious about this for one second, okay?
Go on.
When it comes to UFOs, when people say UFOs, nutcases think that means aliens. UFO literally means something that a pilot can't identify in the sky.
Yeah.
That's it. right? Could be anything. Could be
Weather
another.
balloon.
It could be an uncharted flight they are not aware of.
Yeah.
Could be a fucking bird that's like.
It just means thing in sky that I don't know what it is.
Yeah, we can't attribute to right now.
Yeah.
Like,
well, so technically, an alien would be a UFO, but a UFO doesn't have to be an alien. That's the point we're trying to make here, people.
yeah, wise up.
Yeah, get your alien facts right. So there's a quote saying there is sufficient credible evidence that proves exotic technologies exist that could revolutionize the human experience.
Right.
There are really weird things going on in this article that I can't really get my head around. So the person who interviewed this guy says this guy's name is Luis. They call him Lou, right? He goes, Lou resigned from his position at the DoD literally the day before we met. That's pretty convenient. I was able to verify who he was and what his tasks were at the Pentagon. He received the highest comment.
So this is America.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said Ministry of Defense.
DoD.
Right. Okay. Sorry.
Department of Defense. He was told that important unclassified data and documentation are expected to be leaked through the Academy's online community of interest, which is apparently a thing, in collaboration with the US government. So this article is basically saying that at some point in the next few months, the US government are going to actually release information on UFOs. But like you said, it could just be anything. It's not actually going to be aliens. And it's just, all this stuff is just absolute drivel about one guy who's retired from the DoD saying UFOs exist, they've existed for decades, we're going to provide never before released footage from real US government systems, not blurry amateur photos, but real data and real videos pertaining to UFOs. So we're inviting our government colleagues and friends in the Defense Department to participate regularly with their own findings. I don't understand this as a thing.
They're basically saying coming soon.
Yeah, aliens coming soon.
Yeah, stay tuned. 2019 is going to be a banger.
Yeah.
If you love aliens, get ready.
So there's a thing he said that he could give details of one specific incident that happened that is going to be one of the things they're going to release, right?
Can't wait.
So it's a description of something that happened in 2004 involving the aircraft carrier USS Nimitz, which was detected on two separate radar systems for the DoD. I don't know what that means, but two F-18s approach this UFO, quote unquote. The four aviators, so two in each F-18, see that the object has no wings, no exhaust, is white, oblong, about 40 feet tall, and 12 foot thick, which is a weird way for him to describe it. He goes, one pilot pursues the craft while his wingman stays high above it. The
pilot's selfies.
Yeah. Can put in an alien filter on this thing.
That is just green.
Yeah, this isn't footage of an alien. This is a Snapchat filter. The pilots are astonished to see the object suddenly reorient itself towards the approaching F-18, and then in a series of discrete tumbling maneuvers that seem to defy the laws of physics, the object takes a position directly behind the F-18.
Right.
And he goes, this is the video, the first video that will be released about this. And he said it's supposed to be coming out sometime in the next couple of months.
Right.
So I'm sure we will revisit this when this video comes out.
Please keep a close tab on this.
I've got it
because
bookmarked.
I guarantee it will come out in the next month or two, probably in January, because there'll be nothing else going on.
Yeah.
Brexit's paused, all that stuff, right? And then it will get debunked in about an hour.
Yeah.
It'll be whatever.
It's just one of those things that it's the headline of the article is UFOs are real in quotation marks. So it's just like
what website was this from?
This is from Huffington Post again.
Again, Huffington Post.
Yeah. Well, I think they're just a news aggregator, right? So it's like not necessarily they're the original source of it, but this post was published on the HuffPost contributor platform. So it's like where people aggregate news from places lesser known news sources. So but these people now work for something called the To the Stars Academy of Arts and Science, which in and of itself makes me think that that's bullshit, basically. But yeah, aliens. They're real. Coming soon.
Well, aliens are real, and so ghosts, because I got a ghost update.
Okay.
So this one's already been slightly ruined for you, Matt, because our friend Stu went and literally ruined it.
Yeah, I don't really remember what he said, to be fair, though, so it's kind of okay.
So last time we were talking about a woman called Amethyst who was getting married to a poltergeist.
Yeah.
Well, this time I'm talking about a woman who's been married to a ghost and is now getting a divorce. I'm sorry to say.
Oh, no. Is it the same lady?
No, different lady.
Okay, right.
So this woman claims to have married a 300-year-old pirate ghost, and now she wants a divorce. She's sick of it, basically.
What? Why does she want a divorce?
So her name's Amanda Teague.
Her name is also Amethyst.
Yeah. She's 46.
Yeah.
And from one of Ireland's oldest towns. And she wants a divorce from a ghost husband. She appeared on a number of TV programs like Loose Women and Ian Lee's radio show.
Mm-hmm.
Shit places like that, basically.
Hang on a minute. Who officiated the ghost wedding?
Right, so she had the ghost wedding, apparently off of the shore of the Irish coast in international waters, and spent
because you can do fucking anything in international waters. So marry a ghost,
and just 1 year together, she decided to call it quits. She announced on social media that basically, I feel it's time to let everyone know my marriage is over. I will explain in due course, but for now, all I want to say is be very careful when dabbling in spirituality. It's not something to mess with. Apparently,
I feel bad for her.
Her job is she's an impersonator of Jack Sparrow at parties.
That's her job.
Yeah, and she's married a ghost pirate, so she's well into ghosts.
This is fishy.
Is that
not fun.
Well, it was.
This is ghost fishing.
This is spooky.
Do you reckon they have to file with divorce papers on international waters?
Yeah, you have to wade out there with an attorney.
So what happens if the ghost pirate doesn't want a divorce for tax purposes? If he refuses to go out to international waters, do they never have to get a divorce?
Yeah, I mean, can you dispute the divorce?
I mean, I guess. We don't know why they're getting divorced.
Well, no, she said in the article that it's because
It can't be because he's abusing her, because his hand would just pass through her face. So he wouldn't be able to beat her up.
She's getting divorced because basically he made her so sick she became hospitalised. So according to an interview in a radio station, she was hospitalised in June with sepsis and hasn't spoken to Jack in 6 months.
How do you catch sepsis from a corporeal being?
Well, I don't know. I was genuinely, for a moment there when I went quiet, I was trying to think of a joke to do with ghosts and sickness. But I couldn't think of one.
Unless this ghost...
Go on.
What if she had found... No, that doesn't even make any sense. What if she had found this ghost's old possessions and she got sepsis from one of them? I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about.
That is tenuous.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what I'm talking about.
She got ill from her ghost husband, right? That's all you need to know. And she's getting divorced.
How do you,
Is that a basis for a divorce? If I got married to someone...
And you gave them sepsis? Sepsis is like an infection of a wound, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not even sure what sepsis is myself. It's some sort of infection, but Matt's literally Googling sepsis.
Yeah, a sepsis is a complication that happens with organ failure. So it can lead to organ failure and death. It's just an infection.
I like we're really deep diving here into, what she's suffering from and whether she's got legal cause to divorce him. We're talking about a fucking ghost here.
Yeah, but I want to get to the real nitty gritty of this.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but come on, level with me here.
She actually got married to a ghost. First of all, they found an official that was willing to officiate a ghost pirate wedding, not just a ghost wedding, a ghost pirate wedding.
Yeah. Do you think it was pirate themed? Well, she turned up.
They are pirates. She's a pirate impersonator.
Yeah,
and he is a pirate.
So do you
that's
think
convenient.
Maybe he's getting divorced from her. Maybe
I gave her sepsis, so I want a divorce.
No, it was I thought you were a real ghost. Now I find out you're just an impersonator.
Yeah. Turns out I wanted a wife that couldn't get sepsis.
Yeah.
Now you've got it, and I don't want to marry you anymore.
You told me you're immune to sepsis.
Yeah, it's
now
a deal
look where
breaker.
we are.
It's a deal
You're
breaker.
not a real pirate, and you're dying.
Imagine if he's the one that feels duped by this.
Yeah.
Wait, you're a pirate impersonator, but I'm a real pirate ghost.
Yeah, we're not compatible.
Well, they got married. How do you get married before? No, never mind. I'm just going, thinking about this too much.
This is just a nonsense I found on. The Independent's has got a clickbait section called Indie 100, which is just these little short, shitty, like clickbait type headings, and I clicked on that. Of the 100 they've got, this is the one that stood out. So,
I think it stood out. It stands out for obviously cool reasons.
Yeah, but there was one more I found on Indie 100.
Please hit me with it.
Expecting mother cancels baby shower after finding out her friends and family didn't approve of the child's name. Right?
Okay, so wait.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to try and guess the name of this child.
You'll never guess.
Give me some clues.
Well, its first name is 3 names.
Right, okay. Are they hyphenated?
No.
The 3 separate first names.
3 separate first names, and 2 of them are pretty much just words.
Okay.
So
it's not like nerd culture related or anything, is it?
No, you won't get it.
Right. What is it? Well, actually, no. Just give me the context first.
Right. So the expecting mother has cancelled a baby shower after friends and family were less than supportive of a choice of a baby's name, unborn baby's name.
Mm-hmm.
In a lengthy, strong-worded rant on Facebook, the anonymous woman admonished her family for basically not supporting the baby's name, right, and criticising her. So now they're basically talking about what the name is. I kind of want to dance around for it for a moment. Because basically what happened was, why this kind of got picked up by some news outlets was the post, I think, got deleted, but someone screen grabbed it and posted it on Reddit, where it went fucking viral.
Just went, it blew up.
30,000
is it like
points?
Is it like something the something?
No, it's like I'll get to it in a minute.
Yeah.
So I'll read out what the woman said on Facebook.
Yeah, go for it.
So the rant she went on. Dear members of and this is its name, right? Dear members of the Squire Sebastian Senator baby shower.
What?
That's its first name. Senator isn't their family name.
What's their family name?
They didn't mention.
Okay, right.
It's been remained anonymous, right? But the kid's first name
is that okay? If that kid grows up with that name, it's going to be really fucking hard to be anonymous, isn't it?
But let me keep reading what she's written. I have a really important announcement to make. It brings me pain to have to tell you this, but I'm cancelling the event. I will text you as soon as you're invited to a smaller, more inclusive party. At least here, no one will judge me. Why? Why am I doing this? Because y'all have been talking shit about my unborn baby. An unborn child! How can you judge an unborn child? What's wrong with you? Blah, blah, blah. And she basically goes into it. And there's one bit where she says, no, I wasn't drunk. No, I'm not mentally unstable. His name is Squire Sebastian Senator. That is it. You cannot force me to change his name. This is the name I'm going to give him. No, this is not his full name. Squire Sebastian Senator is only his first name. That's how it will be. We are not allowed to give him a nickname. He has to be called by his full and complete first name. And she goes on and saying that they're judgmental and blah, blah, blah. But towards the end of the rant, she says, my baby's name will be a revolution. Will it? It will push people to question everything. Why name your baby something boring and overused like Joshua, Brian, Sam, Nick, Mark, Bella, Marina? When you can name it something special. Squire Sebastian Senator will live a powerful, wholesome life. His confidence will not be diminished simply because his name is out of the ordinary. Instead, he will be extraordinary. Fuck you all, my fake ass family. Right? So it's like, what? Whoa there. Like, she completely went off the rails.
Squire Sebastian Senator.
Yeah. Okay. And there were some comments on Reddit. One of the comments, they've pulled a few comments, which are good. One was, he's the first kid ever to come home from school with a nickname Stinky and be happy about it, was one of them. And then someone rightly pointed out, no one's talking shit about your unborn baby. They're talking shit about your poor naming choices.
Yeah, that's true, though. No one's talking shit about the actual kid. It's like, why the fuck are you going to call your kid Squire Sebastian Senator?
Someone said...
Senator.
Yeah, I know. Why name? Oh, so there's a bit in there where she was talking about why is she calling it those words.
Yeah.
And she said that their lineage from their family is made up of some squires in their family tree, and some of them been senators in the US.
Yeah, but why have the name part of the name between?
I don't know.
those two things.
Well, someone else said, brackets, why name your child something boring? Because I'd like not to damn my unborn child with school bullying and his job applications getting thrown right in the trash.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but you're a dickhead if you do that to your kid.
I mean, you could feasibly get away with, let's say, for example, calling your kid Sebastian, first name, Squire and Senator, middle names. Because loads of people have bullshit middle names.
I think you could get away with Squire as a middle name.
You could possibly get away with Squire as a first name, maybe.
Maybe. Senator is right out.
Yeah.
Right?
Imagine if that was just it. The baby's first name was just Senator. What happens if he becomes a senator?
Palpatine.
Senator, Palpatine.
Senator Palpatine. Yeah. No.
Oh man, that's bonkers.
But I think people like that are just dickheads. I think it's selfish doing shit like that. You see, some celebrities.
It's all attention for her, isn't it?
But it seems to be a lot of Hollywood, norm stars. They name their kids Tinkerbell and just Road Truck or something.
Road Truck.
You know what I mean?
There was that story a couple of weeks ago about the woman on the airplane on the flight. Did you hear about that?
No.
Similar sort of thing. This woman and her daughter were going on a flight,
right?
Somewhere in America, and the flight attendant started taking the piss out of her daughter's name, and her daughter's name was ABCDE. That was the daughter's first name.
I mean,
just those 5 letters, that was the name. And the flight attendant was being like, that can't be your kid's name. This is a joke. You're not allowed on the plane. And she made a massive complaint, and it became quite a big thing.
But
why?
Why do that to your kid?
I remember something like that. The kid that was called ABCD was 6 or 7 years old as well.
Yeah.
Imagine that. You are, like you said, you are damning your child to a life of just nonsense. Because
and just awkwardness every time they meet someone. What's your name?
But also,
and the thing is, most normal people, if you grew up with a name like that, most people outside of your family your parents that have made you be called that will give you a nickname.
Oh,
so
definitely.
It would be B, or it was just they'll shorten it down to a nickname, right? And by the time you become an adult, you'll just lean on your middle name or something like that. You'll get your name
just
changed.
Change your name.
Yeah. But you wouldn't go around going, "What's your name?" A, B, C, D, E. What?
Yeah,
because
really
then every conversation starts with what, and then you have to explain the fucking story of my parents are dickheads.
Yeah, my parents are literal freaks, so they called me A, B, C, D, E.
They call me Alphabet. What are you talking about?
I remember you mentioning to me that there was a YouTube video comment section you wanted to talk about.
Oh God, yeah. So I was doing some ghost research because I feel that this podcast, after one episode, has slid into the goof.
Basically, we like talking about ghosts, poop, and animals.
Yeah, that's
random
crap. So I was looking around on YouTube, and I remember last time we did a show, I said that I went down a bit of a rabbit hole on YouTube where I was clicking on. You click on a video, and it says, if you want to watch this,
have
a look at
his related videos.
And if you click on that, have a look at this about 4 times, you will end up somewhere really
completely
weird.
Not related.
Yeah. So I ended up on this place where it was like a 7-8 minute video, and it was talking about a couple of old ghost hunters from America called the Warrens.
Okay, I
don't know if you've heard.
I've not heard of them. No,
they're quite famous actually. They're like the Kanye West of ghost hunting,
right?
So in the 70s and I think a little bit of the 80s, maybe even early the 60s, they did a lot of they went to houses and exorcised ghosts, and they sensed things, and they walked into rooms and took people's money. You know,
I get what you mean.
They did that sort of stuff. But have you heard of the Conjuring films?
Yeah. I've not seen any of them, but
so they're based on them.
Okay,
right. And basically, all this video was clearly a fan going to them to their house and interviewing the wife. The husband Ed died a few years ago.
Yeah.
But the wife Lorraine is still alive. I think she's still alive today, but she might not be. But who knows? No one knows. And in this video, they're basically she's interviewing her, and the woman's being sycophantically going, "Oh, you're the best, and you've inspired me to seek the truth on spirits, and just being really
like syrupy.
Yeah,
and horrible.
yeah. No, not being
mean.
objective at all. Just completely leaning into whatever guff she's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And in there, they're saying, so I had a really tough life growing up, being spiritually sensitive and all this sort of shit. They're talking about ghosts and random little stories of things they did. They apparently got involved in the Amity House stuff, which has famously been debunked as a massive insurance fraud.
Yeah.
In there, the son-in-law gets involved. He's interviewed. He says, so turns out their daughter, who he married, he was like, oh yeah, I got involved in it as well, and that's what I do now. I go around and chase ghosts. I'm a Ghostbuster now, I think. Get me. I'm trying to build my own proton pack in the garage. So in there, she's talking about, I've got this house, and these are the things we did, and all this sort of stuff. And then they touch on the story of Annabelle, which is a very famous ghost story of this haunted doll.
Yeah.
Right, and they've even made a couple of films based on it.
Yeah.
It's in one of the Conjuring films, and it's basically a doll that was owned by some students in a house, and the doll kept moving around the house on its own.
Okay.
And they claim, and all this sort of stuff. And it's a famous story where basically the Warrens...
Statement of fact.
And turns out a demon had attached itself to the doll, and the Warrens took it in the end. And they've got this, like, quite famous amongst certain people. In the Warrens' house, they've got this basement, and it is literally full of old knickknacks, which they claim are like, they've all got some bad juju going on. Right. Yeah. So
they've all got a bit of ghost stink.
Exactly, yeah. They've got some deep stank on that, right?
And some ecto stank.
And in the video, they go down into the basement, and Lorraine, she says, I haven't been down there since Ed died. I don't want to go down there. It's the juju's too strong. And I can't handle it on my own. Yeah. So the film crew go down there without her, and they get a priest there to bless the door before they walk through, and all that old shit, like. And they go in, and basically they've got a camera crew there, and they look around the room, and they're looking at bits and pieces, and they've got like a curator who sort of goes down there, who sort of half works with them, or it's like their agent or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he's like going, that's from this house, and this is from that, and this was possessed by a dead clown man. Whatever, right? They've got all these like clown man. They've got all these half-baked stories in there.
Yeah.
And as they're looking around the room, I remember, like, as the video was playing, I was barely watching it. I was just looking through the comments, because that's where I usually lean to when I'm watching YouTube. I listen to the video, but I end up looking at the comments.
Depending on the content, I'm pretty similar,
And in there was a comment from someone saying, wait a minute, was that the real Necronomicon in the basement? I mean the real one, the one that can summon actual demons. So I was like, I don't know if you know what the Necronomicon is.
Yeah,
Book of the Dead, yeah. Right. So this guy was like asking, "Is it the real one?" So I was like, "Oh, they've apparently got the Necronomicon there." Okay, I'll keep an eye open.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the camera stops over this book, and it literally looks like someone has made it in an arts and crafts class. It's a black book, and in silver pen is written Necronomicon on it, with some like skulls drawn on it, and it honestly,
brilliant.
It looked fucking cack. And I was like, brilliant. So someone actually thinks it's the real deal. Yeah. And then they keep talking. It's all a load of crap. There's a bit where they look at Annabelle the doll, and someone in the comments suggested, did the doll move in minute 7 minutes 34? And everyone else all the replies are like, no, it didn't.
No, because this is on video and I could rewind it.
And the video ends with a very poignant question, which was, how do you deal with all this? And she says, my faith, it protects me. And as she says that, just in the background, it made me chuckle. The interview of the woman, she just goes, amen to that. And I was just like, oh my God, it was so aggravating. But there was like, some of the comments are in there are fucking brilliant. Faris said, what an absolute load of shit. A scam artist at their finest. But then there's like, obviously, someone else. You get like, for every like 10 people who are like, these people are con artists, you get someone who's well into it, invested. And Shirley said, respect the courage they have, whose actions may have saved many ignorant people. May the Lord Father be with them. Suggest, if you can, to send them back to imprisonment in another realm. A space with all the evils together can lead to something worse. Even leave it to all you to figure is best they kept scattered. It's like,
You do often get like real batshit crazy YouTube comments that are like real, but it's presumably broken English, but like
Probably, or uneducated, or
haunted.
because a goat. Surely the ghost is writing on there.
Yeah.
Shannon said, "I'd love to open that glass." They talk about the Annabelle doll who's in this glass cabinet that's locked and has never been opened, so they're put in there. And then at the bottom it says, "Positively do not open." It says at the bottom, right? And Shannon said, "I'd love to open that glass case just to prove to everyone that it's absolute bullshit."
That'd be me. Yeah. That's what I was like.
Alexis says, "When Lorraine dies, someone stupid will open that glass case, and it won't be pretty. I hope it's not going to happen when I'm alive. When it happens, when that happens, because you know it will happen. It will happen even if it's in 4078."
What?
So the guy's saying like, it's gonna when she dies, when Lorraine dies,
it's gonna be 2,000 years from
when
now.
When you get those like people who come around just to clear out old people's houses, you know, like to go, what, this is shit, throw it, and this might be worth something, keep it and sell it, right, at an auctioneer.
Yeah.
Someone's got to open that glass cabinet. Yeah, of course they will, because it's a fucking Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah.
Like, it's all it is. It's just a doll.
Spoiler alert: ghosts aren't real.
But this person's saying that when they do, that's pretty much going to be the apocalypse.
Like, I like how this one guy is really scared of it.
Really, like literally opening Pandora's
box. If you were that scared, you wouldn't post a YouTube comment, because the first thing I would do if I was a haunted doll is look at YouTube videos about me and hunt down the people that talk shit about me in the comments.
Yeah, ego surf, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You go, let's find out what people talk about.
So by putting, "I hope this doesn't happen," you've made yourself target number one.
So Addy said, "Imagine robbers break into the house and end up trapped in the basement. Annabelle and all the creepy demons surrounding them."
I thought you were going to say that the robbers got trapped inside the glass cabinet. It's funnier now.
How does you get to that conclusion?
It turns out that's the start of the film.
A film. Right. Annabelle 4, Tokyo Drift.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't even know what is even happening. Yeah, basically that.
So the Annabelle film now.
Yeah.
And in it, it's at the start or the end when the robber falls into the chest. Chest.
But how did the glass cabinet get opened?
I don't know. You're the one who said it got in there.
Yeah. The robbers tried to open the cabinet to get the doll out.
Yeah.
And the doll grabbed them and pulled them in.
I said they fall. What did I say? They break into the house and end up trapped in the basement. And then you jumped to. He ends up in the glass cabinet, which is locked. How did that happen?
Well, that's like ghosts.
Ghosts, Ed. Ghosts.
Yeah, ghost magic.
God. Oh. Crikey. Yes.
I think that about does it for this episode of Welcome to the Internet.
Well, hang on. Kirozilla said, "I bet one of the Infinity Stones is down there."
Fuck's sake. Oh, nerd culture is a mistake.
Why would she be lying about anything she says? It makes no sense. That was from Laura.
So basically, why does anyone ever lie about anything?
Yeah, and then all the replies were money.
For attention,
because they end up with a multi-million-dollar film franchise.
Yeah,
that's probably why.
A multi-million-dollar film franchise about people getting trapped in glass cabinets. It doesn't even make sense.
Wasn't that like what The Prestige ended up being?
I haven't seen The Prestige.
I am going to stop referencing films because
you're going to have to.
Every time I mention one, you're like, "I haven't seen that."
That's an idea for an offshoot podcast. You and I watching films that I've not seen, aka all films except The Fast and Furious.
Like the world's first 10,000 episode podcast.
Yeah. Anyway, to get down to business.
Oh, hang on, serious.
Thanks for listening to a second episode of our podcast.
We're wrapping up real quick here.
I don't think I can take any more of this. Hey, I wonder if people will be able to spot the edit that I made in that last film. Because I don't think I'll be able to.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, anyway.
We'll be back soon for a Christmas
ep. We'll be back soon for a Christmas special, all about Christmas goofs.
A Christmas special in which it will be about the same length for the same amount of content.
Yeah, the same stuff, but it's more closer to Christmas.
Yeah, we need. Yeah.
What I was going to say is, if you're someone that listens to this that actually knows us in person, and you've got stop it, I'm trying to do serious stuff, and you just make it impossible. If you know us in person and you listen to this and you have a news story you want us to talk about, just give it to one of us and we'll maybe try and talk about it. There was one I really did want to talk about, which was that fake Russian robot, but I'm going to save that for another time.
Keep the listeners hanging.
Yeah, keep you hanging.
Yeah. We do have a Facebook page we're working on, so we'll launch that soon.
Well, maybe
so you guys can
post our first thing on it at some point.
Yeah. Well, we might end up posting. I had an idea. We might post some of the visual content for things we mentioned.
Yeah, that's what I imagine we'll use it for the most. Other than interacting with our droves of fans that we have currently. But anyway, thanks again for listening. And we'll see you.
One last suggestion to our listeners.
Go on.
Obviously, we're in early days here. We're trying to get a listenership. So if you can literally just tell one friend about our show.
Yeah.
If they don't listen, obviously that's up to them. But if you can just let one person know and just share
that would be awesome. Just one person.
Yeah.
And it would also be great if you liked it, leave a rating, leave a review. Ratings and reviews really help podcasts get exposure when they're kind of like first starting off, because it puts things... The more a podcast is rated, the more it can match that podcast to similar podcasts, and it might recommend us to people that listen to stuff that is pretty similar. So it would really help. And we've got a fair amount of like 5-star ratings already. So yeah, we'll speak to you next time. I was going to say see you next time, but this is a purely audible medium, so that's not going to work. Yeah. Right. Bye.
Bye.